Hello, today is Wednesday, June 7th, 2017. My name is Daniel Mullaney and I'm filming a video source inspection for SciTech Process Solutions. Today we will be viewing two fully refurbished 840S semi-tool spin rinser dryers. These two guys are equipped with 101 controllers, are running 2-inch substrates, and have all the options: DI, recirculation, resistivity, and anti-static. These two stacks are going to a good customer of ours located in the Bay Area, in the East Bay area, potentially. And I'll go ahead and get started by showing the serial numbers that we have tagged on the back for identification when these tools actually arrive on site. So here's the one on the left. Sorry, it's a little bit awkward to see here, but I have facility lines in the way. The back of this tool make it a little difficult. Okay. So first I'll go ahead and get the process started. This customer, as I mentioned, is running 2-inch substrates. We only have one 2-inch cassette and substrates here on site today, located in this chamber right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run all the systems at once. As these, normally you want a cassette and also some substrates in your rotor before running, but with a new rotor and such small cassettes and substrates, you can get away with running the rotor empty when it's balanced this well. So I'm going to go ahead and run all 4 of these at the same time. Customer, if when you view this source inspection you have any concern about any of these other chambers running the process, we'll discuss tomorrow, and I'm happy to rerun these one at a time so you can see that the substrates and cassettes do come out dry. So we'll go ahead and get this one started first. Alright. And before I get discussing about the tools themselves, I will go ahead and come up here and show the controllers. You may have noticed that the lights look like they were flickering, like from this range. It looks like that. That's just the frames per second that the camera's catching. The controllers themselves look great. You may also notice that the one on the right looks a little more dim. That is the case, however, with your normal vision, you can easily see the digits from back here. There's no problem at all viewing them. It's just tough to catch that lighting with a camera versus the naked eye. So as I mentioned, these tools are equipped with all 3 options: DI, recirculation, resistivity, and anti-static. Every tool refurbished by SciTech goes through the same extensive rebuild process. First, we're going to take a rinser dryer and we're going to break it down to the component level. From there, we are going to individually test all components for function, as well as electropolishing and chemically cleaning all metal parts as needed, and cleaning and replacing poly as needed. The rinser dryers, when finished, need to look like they're in an excellent like-new condition, and this all begins with our initial inspection and cleaning of these parts. Once the tool has been prepped, we will build up single head assemblies into our single head assemblies in our dirtier manufacturing area. Here we will first build up the head assembly alone, and then do a series of dry and electrical tests to make sure that the tool is spaced properly, labeled properly, all wired and tubed up correctly, and a variety of other checkpoints. From there, we will move our rinser dryer heads into the wet test area, which is where we are now. In wet test, we will hook up the rinser dryers to full facilities and run them again. We'll have another series of wet quality control test checkpoints here, inspecting to make sure that the valves aren't leaking, that the flow is correct, and a variety of other details. Once the head assemblies alone pass wet test, we will configure them into the double stack configuration, which you see in front of you. From here, we will send them through another series of quality control checkpoints. This time we'll be inspecting for various process recipes in the controller, different rotors and weights, and overall function of the tool. We go through a such extensive rebuild process to ensure that when you install the rinser dryer in your fab, that it fires up the first time and operates as expected in a plug-and-play fashion. Since it's a little difficult to see, I'll let you know that we are currently in dry 2, and we have about 120 more seconds of dry time before these processes will be complete. In addition to providing fully refurbished units and refurbishments for our customers' existing units, SITECH also offers 100% of spare part and service support for your rinser dryer. That means that we offer every spare part and service required to keep your tools up and running. Such spare parts would be windows, door seals, motors, controllers and amps, rotors, ACR valves, solenoid valves, rotor stop positioner, tack sensors, door switches, and any other part you might need. Such services would be controller repairs, motor repairs, amp repairs, rotor rebalancing, custom polywork, and any other service that you need to keep your tool running. As I said before, SITECH has 100% of capabilities required to keep your tool up and running. Alright, well, the rinser dryer isn't the most exciting tool to watch process, so in these last 45 seconds I'll describe a few more offerings that SITECH has. In addition to the rinser dryer family, which we knock out 100%, we sell a variety of other refurbished equipment to the front end fab. This would be box washers such as the HTC 8000, 8010, 20, and 30 series, mask cleaners such as K&S and Ultratech and Ultra T, photoresist pumps and photoresist pump rebuilds for IDI, Cybor, and Millipore, Barrel, Asher, and Etcher tools, various metrology including Nanometrics, Tencor, and a variety of others for thin film measurement, thick film measurements, particle counting, and step heights, and microscopes. Well, that was good timing. As you can see, the rotors are now uprighting. You notice how they ramp down quite quickly on these smaller rotors and substrate sizes. Going into our first chamber, I'm reaching in and the N2 is purging in hot, that's correct. We see a little bit of residual water in the bowl, which means that we have a properly designed process recipe. And our cassette is warm, with the substrates being perfectly dry and ready for the next step of the process. This was a successful run in this chamber. Now, I don't have a cassette and substrates loaded in the other chambers, but I can feel in, and I feel that the N2 is purging in hot. The rotor, just like in this case, looks dry, with a little bit of residual water just trickled around the bowl. I would have no doubt that cassette and substrates would properly run in this chamber as well. Let's take a look at the last two. Purging in hot and purging in hot. Rotors dry with a little residual water sitting in the bowl. I've mentioned the residual water a couple times. A properly designed process has a little residual water, letting you know that you dried the rotor, dried the cassette, dried the substrates, but you did not bone dry the chamber, leading to potential higher particle counts. Essentially, the slight amount of moisture in the chambers helps lock in some of those particles and preventing them from migrating to your cassette and substrates. Well, that will conclude our video source inspection for today. I thank you for taking the time to view it. Again, my name is Daniel Mullaney, and I filmed this for SITECH Process Solutions. If you're not there already, please visit us on the web at www.sitechprocess.com or give us a call at 916-797-9000, and to reach me directly, dial extension. Thank you, and have a nice day.